we are continuing in the book, Stepping into the Next Dimension. How many have begun to step into your next dimension for 2021? Give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me a heart if you've already started stepping into the next dimension of your life. And we're still in the introduction, pages 12 and 13 in the book, Stepping into the Next Dimension. Our subject today is in the form of a question, and it is, who does you desire to be when you grow up? That's right, I asked the question. Who do you desire to be when you grow up? One more time. Who do you desire to be when you grow up? And our scripture is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse number 15. But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Christ. And our question is, who do you desire to be when you grow up? We're on pages 12 and 13 of the book, Stepping into the Next Dimension. How many remember that question? What do you want to be when you grow up? That's what they asked us. They didn't say, who do you desire to be? They asked us, what do you want to be when you grow up? And when I was asked that as a child, I said that I desired to be a preacher. And my mother told me, you don't want to be no preacher. You are too smart to be a preacher. You are too intelligent to be a preacher. You don't want to be a preacher. She said, you need to be like a lawyer or you need to be a writer, but you don't need to be no preacher. What did you say when you were a child and they asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Did you say you wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a teacher? What did you say? Come on, tell me. Don't be afraid to share with us this morning. What did you say that you desired to be when you grew up? But the question they asked us, what do you want to be when you grow up, was about titles. It was about position. It was about status in life. It wasn't about our character. It wasn't about who we desired to be as a person in terms of our being. It's about what title that we want to have, what position that we want to occupy. We would even play little games, and they had the finger games. We would put the things in our fingers, and we said what kind of car we wanted to drive. I said I wanted to drive a Jaguar. What type of house do you want to live in? I said I desired to live in a mansion. Do you want to be married? Come on, you remember these questions. Give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me a heart if you remember those questions. Do you want to be married? How many children do you desire to have? I said I only desired 2 children, a boy and a girl, and I wanted them to be twins. Yes, that's what I said even as a little boy. Well, I got the twins, but they were 2 girls, so I tried one more time and got my son. So it didn't work out just the way that I looked at it as a child. And so they said, where do you want to live? What city, what state do you want to live in? And I said I desired to live in Florida or California where the weather was warm. Give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me a heart if you remember playing these games as a child where we were envisioning and we were imagining what we want to be when we grow up. But they didn't ask us who we desired to be. They asked us what we desire to be. And so today I'm asking you the question that as you are growing from out of the world, through the church and into the kingdom, out of the world, through the church and into the kingdom, who do you desire to be? Not what do you want to be, but who do you desire to be? What type of character do you desire to have? What type of person, when people think about you, what thoughts do you desire to come to their mind? When your name is called, when your name is pulled up, what do you desire to be associated with that? Who do you desire to be when you grow up? Well, the question is about the who. Not the what, but the who do you desire to be. It is about our way of being. You know what system you're operating in, whether you're operating in the world system that we talked about yesterday that leaves God out, the church system where God is just a part of it, or the kingdom system where God is the center of your life. Give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me a heart if you remember that from yesterday, that we were deciding, am I operating in the world system that leaves God out? Am I operating in the church system where God is just a part somewhere in there? Or am I operating in the kingdom system where God is the center? And we realized yesterday that people are not our problem. People are not our issues. People are operating from different systems, from different consciousness, from different mindsets. And when you're at a different mindset, that's what causes the conflict between you and the person. But you got to know who you are. You got to pay attention to your way of being and ask yourself, now, as an adult, ask yourself the question, who do I desire to be as I am growing up, as I am unfolding, as I am becoming, as I am healing and developing? Who do I desire to be? It is about your way of being. Bullet point number one, who do you desire to be? We're talking about the essence. And I know I'm going to mess some people up this morning, but the essence of who I am and who I desire to be at my core is God. That's right. Ye are gods. Now, we're not the big God, but in the essence of who I am God. I am made in the image and likeness of God. The essence of who I am is a spiritual being, living in a spiritual universe that is governed by the spiritual law of love and kingdom principles undergirding that law of love. Who I desire to be in my essence, pulley point number one, is God. Divine. And the Bible says that we are partakers of his divine nature. We have escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust, and we have received exceeding great and precious promises. So pulley point number one, who do I desire to be when I grow up? In my essence, I desire to be God. Anybody desire to be God in your essence, that the core of your being, that your character, your nature, your true identity is that you are God. You are God manifested in the flesh. You are not your flesh, but you are God manifested in the flesh. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among men and women, and we beheld his glory. The glory is of the only begotten Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. So pulley point number one, who do I desire to be in my essence? God. Give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me a heart if you are right. Well, Jesus even told them, they wanted to stone him because he said he was God. He said, but in the Bible, it says, Psalm 84:10, that you are gods. And so in my essence, when people are around me, the essence of who I am is God. I'm not my issue. I'm not my situation. I'm not my circumstance. I'm not my condition. I'm not my predicament. I'm not the health challenge. I'm not the relationship challenge. I am not the financial challenge. Who I am, who I desire to be in my essence is God. Pulley point number one, my essence is God. Pulley point number two, if your essence is God, if that's who you desire to be at your core, at your center, in the very essence of who you are, pulley point number two, then your energy is going to be good. You can't tell me that your essence is God and then your energy not be good. So who do I desire to be in my essence? God. Pulley point number two, who do I desire to be in my energy is good. When people are around me, I desire for them to feel a good energy. I desire for them to feel love and joy and peace, comfort, a calm presence. Who are you in your energy? I'm talking about your way of being. I'm talking about who do you desire to be when you grow up? When people are in your presence, what do you desire for them to feel? I desire them to feel good energy when they are around me. Because let me tell you, you can pick up on energy. Let me just say it. You can pick up on a person's energy, and you know whether that energy is positive and you know whether that energy is negative. They can say they are apostle, a prophet, an evangelist, a pastor, or a teacher, but that don't mean they got good energy. They can say that they are a bishop, an overseer, a spiritual leader, an elder, a deacon, a minister, a leader in the church. But let me tell you what don't lie. The energy. You can feel their aura. You can feel their energy. They can be saying all kind of good stuff. But the energy, the spirit, the intention, the motive behind it, you can feel when it's a bad energy. And let me tell you, when I feel that bad energy, You got a choice. If you're not strong enough when you feel that bad energy, you better move away. But if you are strong, if you are very secure in your essence, then you can change the energy. Can I say that again? If you are assured and confident that your essence is God, then it doesn't matter what type of energy the other person is exuding. You can change the atmosphere because your energy is stronger. And being confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in us shall perform it unto the day of Jesus Christ. When you know that your essence is God, it doesn't matter what energy people are exuding. I can change the atmosphere. I can set the tone. I can change the climate because I know my essence is God. And greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. But if you're not sure that your essence is God, when you're around that negative energy, that bad energy, you better move away from it. Let me tell you something. You got to know that your essence is God. And if your essence is God, then you will exude, pulley point number 2, a good energy. A good energy. Let me tell you, when you're making business decisions, make sure you feel a good energy. When you're dating somebody and getting to know somebody, trust your energy, trust the gut, trust your divine intuition. If it doesn't feel good, then don't make that decision because you know the energy. It could sound good, it can look good, it could smell good. Let me tell you, it could even taste and feel good. But if the energy coming from it is not good and it doesn't resonate with you, do not connect with it. Don't make covenant. Don't make agreements with negative energy because remember, it's not people. People are not your problem. It is the mindset. So pulley point number 1, the question is, who do you desire to be when you grow up? Pulley point number 1, in my essence, I desire to be God. Pulley point number 2, in my energy, I desire to be good. You got to set an intention. Jesus said, when you see me, you see the Father. When you hear my words, the words that I speak, they are God. What you see me do, it's the work of my Father. Jesus put out good energy, and people were around him. They were drawn to him, the prostitutes. And they said, why are you eating with the publicans and the sinners and the prostitutes and the drunkards? Because they were drawn to his energy. Even though they may have been doing negative things, everybody knows when they feel that good energy, when they feel that love, that unconditional love, that acceptance, when they feel that God presence, that energy exuding from you, they desire to connect with it because it causes them to feel good. Who do you desire to be when you grow up? Pulley point number 1, in my essence, I desire to be God. Pulley point number 2, in my energy, I desire to be good. Pulley point number 3, because let me tell you something else that causes you your desire to be, is your expectations. Since my essence is God and my energy is good, my expectation is great. Great expectations. And let me tell you something. Your way of being is that I have an expectation that I'm going to have a positive day today. I have an expectation for miracles, signs, and wonders. I have an expectation for today that God is going to completely blow my mind. That today is going to be better than yesterday. That I'm going to learn something today that I didn't know yesterday. I have an expectation that I'm going to be successful today, that I'm going to be prosperous today, that I'm going to have positive encounters and interaction with other people. I expect that. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a high five. They said, well, if you don't expect nothing, then you won't be disappointed. That's a lie. You better expect greatness. I expect greatness. Y'all remember that song? I think it's Jonathan Nelson, Expect the Great. Yes. That expect great things and great things will happen. But we're expecting the bottom to drop out. And then when the bottom drops out, we wonder, well, why did the bottom drop out? Because that's what you were expecting. We expect people to be mean and nasty and rude and cantankerous. And we say, well, when they are rude and nasty and evil and cantankerous, we say, well, why are people so mean? Because you expect them to be. So when your essence is God and your energy is good, your expectations are great. I'm expecting great things today. Yes, I expect great things because let me tell you, when you expect great things, God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that you could ask or even think. But I'm expecting great things, and God is going to move even beyond my expectations. Who do you desire to be when you grow up? Pulley point number one, in my essence, I desire to be God. Pulley point number two, in my energy, I desire to be good. And pulley point number three, in my expectations, I desire greatness. Come on up front. These are our affirmations for today. When you say who, and that's not what, because you can have the money, the title, the position, the marriage, the children, and still not be satisfied. But God is able to give you the desires of your heart. The Bible says, whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe that you shall receive them and you shall have them. One thing have I desired of the Lord, and that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. Let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with desire. I desire as I grow up in Christ, as I move from the world through the church and into the kingdom, I desire, pulley point number one, in my essence, to be God. Pulley point number two, in my energy, I desire to be good. And in my expectations, I'm expecting great things. Give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me a heart if you understand this as your way of being. Yes, I'm operating, and this is my operating system. This is my way of being. In my essence, I am God. In my energy, I am good. And in my expectations, I am great. Come on, write that in the comments section. Those are our affirmations for today. In my essence, I am God. In my energy, I am good. In my expectations, I am great. Anybody expecting great things? Remember, we're doing a new theme song. I picked the theme song for the intro. How many like the new theme song for the intro? Which is God's gift. That's our intro. I'm not changing that. I'm feeling that vibe in the beginning that every person is God's gift. You are, we are God's gift to the world. So now we are choosing our closing theme song. And our closing theme song, yesterday we had Walk on Water by Rhythm. I think it's by Rhythm Nation. All right. Now today, our closing song is going to be Great Things by Precia Hilliard. Let me know if you like this because we're going to vote next Monday. So you got to let me know if you like this. I'm expecting great things. My essence is God. My energy is good. And my expectations are great. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a high five. Until tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m., remember to expect great things. And great things will happen for you.